Well, before we check out the Transit Center today, the Sunset Transit Committee would like to know about, from Stephen Banta, that if he was given the general manager for one day, what changes would he make in TriMet? You know, the employees of the month are asked that question, and they get to weigh in on how they feel TriMet is doing and what they could do better. So we'd like to ask Stephen Banta what he would do to improve TriMet compared to all the other transit agencies he's been involved with, and how this compares, how it works, and what he would do if he had not just the will but the money to make changes. And so we'd like to hear what you have to say about that, Mr. Banta. And also, what would you do if you didn't have the money? In other words, if you were the president, general manager of TriMet, considering its current budget situation, would there be anything that you could do, any small changes or adjustments? How would you handle it for a day? Drivers are asked that. We're asking you. Please see how you would like to weigh in on that with your experience and background. All right, let's go check out the Sunset Transit Center and the driver's room dedicated to Fran Hansen, and see what the extra board looks like, the bulletin board, which is the driver's blog comments. What's new at the Sunset Transit Center today? I would like to point out that this nice phone was brought in by an operator, showing that the caliber and quality of people here at Sunset Transit Center is trying to keep this place up like we all are, and bringing our own items to keep this a very lively and happy place. Also, at the bulletin board also shows that the Sunset Transit Center is coming up in its importance, because here's the transit, or the TriMet Transportation Planning Committee bringing a route ridership report. Notice this: Sunset Transit Center copy post until 6/1. So the Sunset Transit Center is getting a lot of importance for knowing that this is one of the models of the bulletin boards here that the TriMet can learn from. And of course, again, we've got Fred's column there. Someone looks like the driver today spoken by turning this picture back over. Before, we had it turned over, worried about the budget cuts in the contract talks. But today, people are kind of accepting it. They're just voicing their opinion. They're happy to see Fred today. They're happy to look at him. So that looks good. Drivers are keeping us in the news, what's going on. This was pointed out about the Cedar Mill shuttle as to be a fixed route. Somebody said no. And of course, Stephen Banta's column, would like to hear from you. Seems to be very open for information. Still looking for a book. And so that's good for the Sunset Transit Center. Seems to be the place to deal with. Sunset Bob, reporting live, Sunset Transit Center. Feel like you.
Well, because you've got to get it done, right? You know, so I can get a little bit more money. $10 or so.
Tell me about your bike.
Just it's a lightweight. You know, going down the hill, really good. And it's lightweight. You know. And this front fork is really known for, you know, holding the shocks.
Right.
These are really good shocks.
Good suspension.
The suspension is, these are probably #1 forks going downhill.
What do you think about the bus lines, all the bus lanes that Portland's putting in?
Oh yeah, that is tremendous for what they're doing for the bike people, and keeping.
Think it's making it safer for you out there?
Oh yeah, and last year there was no deaths on bicycles.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So you feel it's a little safer out there?
Oh,
you haven't been in an accident for a while, have you?
People are really watching out for bicyclists these days, I've noticed. I've really noticed that. Back, you know, when I got hit back in the 90s, they didn't even give it a dang.
Yeah.
They just didn't know.
And you take Max and you take the bus, so you're really go green. I mean, you're good for the environment.
Yep.
Don't own a car.
Yeah. Go green, and take the bus. That's what my opinion is.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you're
For the
good at that. You stay out of trouble that way, and as long as you don't get in an accident, keep your bike.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I'm not a very good spokesman. So.
I know.